Hi guys, welcome to the channel, This Time with Christ. My name is Bitumelodumi Sontashe. So if this is your first time tuning in, I bring you all the content about teaching English in South Korea and Asia as a whole, and just life abroad and just being a Christian navigating life in a foreign land. So today I want us to discuss coming to teach in South Korea, but the Hagwon route, how to go about it, and which process can you take, which effective process can one take to land here, and some of the things that you can look out for not to fall for the scams. So firstly, you need to prepare your documents. It's truly advisable to start with the documentation process, and then you can reach out to recruiters, as most of the time the recruiters require someone who has their papers ready. But this is not to say you cannot apply if your documents are not ready as yet, but preferably it's easier if one has their papers ready, and you can easily secure a job once you have like those interviews. So the first thing that you need to have is your degree. You need to have completed your degree, and you don't need to, if you have only your confirmation letter or anything like that, it will not work. You need to have completed your degree and you have the actual certificate. So if you have outstanding fees, unfortunately, like, it will not work for you. You need to find means to pay off the fees so that you acquire your degree. And then secondly, you need to have a police clearance certificate, which states that, you know, for the past 6 months you haven't committed any crime or anything like that. So those are the two main things that you need, that have to be processed and apostilled so that you are able to teach in South Korea. Particularly, there are two routes that one can take when preparing their documents. First, you can take the route of asking or inquiring with a third party to assist with the preparation of the documents. Secondly, you can do that in person. How in person? So first, you send SACA an email, right? An email asking for a quotation for the verification letter. So that is to verify that your degree is a valid degree and it belongs to you, and you have studied for this degree and it from an accredited institute. So that is the mandate of verifying your degree. Secondly, then there's an amount that you have to pay. So the amount is approximately 647 rands that you need to pay for the quotation, right? But first, you need to send them an email asking for the quotation, and then they respond with the quotation. You pay the money. Once the money is paid, then so they will inform you that they're sending the verification letter to Postnet Brooklyn. So from there are different routes that one can take. So the route that you take determines the amount of time that will be spent with preparing the documentations. So the route that you take will determine the duration of preparing the documents. So first, if you decide that you want Postnet Brooklyn to assist with carrying your papers to DECO and then sending them back to the nearest postnet, you can take that option. Or alternatively, if you are able to travel to Pretoria, then the process will be much quicker. So when you decide, or your response to SACA would be, I will collect the verification letter in person. So meaning you will go to to Postnet Brooklyn in person and collect the verification letter. And once you have collected the verification letter, then you will send it to DECO yourself. So fortunately at the moment now, you are able to, they allow walk-ins, right? So you're able to go there in person to get the document apostilled, right? So compared to myself, that option was not available, right? So I did not have the option to go there in person, so I had to send it through Postnet Brooklyn. So the process was just tedious. It took just a very long time because they need to courier and all that, and then it's just it takes forever. It can take 3-4 months, the whole just process. However, I'm speaking to those who are rather able to travel to Pretoria. Then you can get the documents prepared much quicker. So after you get the verification letter, they send it to DECO, right? And then at DECO, you confirm that no, you don't need to send it to my place. You don't need to send it to DECO. I'll actually collect it, and then I'll take care of everything for myself or by myself, right? And then you collect the paper from the verification letter, that is, you take it from Postnet Brooklyn, and then you go to DECO. Important thing about DECO is that they allow walk-ins 8:30 to 12:30 p.m. right? So you need to also be mindful of that. So most of the people, they get there extremely early. Like you have to be there like 5 in the morning, 4:30 if possible, 6 in the morning. You just have to make sure that you're already there so that your papers get apostilled and then you receive them same day, right? So that is the quicker route that one can take if you are saying, you know what, I cannot wait 3 months, 4 months for my documents to be prepared. I'd rather just go there in person. Then you can do that, but be mindful that you need to get there extremely early so that the papers do get apostilled and everything is ready. So secondly, then you need to apply for your police clearance certificate, right? So the first option would be, the longer one would be going to the nearest police station, getting your fingerprints done, and then they take your fingerprints, they send it to Pretoria, right? Or if you are able to travel to Pretoria, then you can do that yourself. You can just go to Pretoria and get the fingerprints done there, and then they start with the process of police clearance certificate. So that too, you can get it back in like 2 weeks time, right? Compared to like 2 months or 3 months even if you go to the police station that is closest to you. So that is the difference with the police clearance certificates. If you are able to travel to Pretoria, then you just do that. You can get the police clearance certificate done, completed in 2 weeks time, and then you have your verification letter from SACA done, let's say in 2 weeks time. Then you decide to go to DECO in person for a walk-in, and then you get your papers apostilled the same day. So this shows that you can get your papers processed and done within a month, right? Maximum 6 weeks, then your papers would be ready. And then once the papers are ready, then you enter the second phase, right? That is searching for recruiters, applying and all that. But as you are busy with the whole process, you are preparing your resume. You're just making sure that it is relevant, it is up to date, and it has all the necessary information, and it is concise, right? And of course, use AI, but as one uses AI, please also proofread. In our group, there was someone who shared that they used AI to assist with their resume, and then AI lied on their behalf. So I guess they did not think that it was necessary to proofread, only to find out when they actually go through the resume that, oh my gosh, AI lied on their behalf. And now it's like, oh, I don't actually have this type of experience or this type of a skill, right? So also just proofread, present yourself with integrity, honesty, right? So that you know that you're getting your job not based on things you cannot offer. This is not to say that we don't learn and we cannot grow and all that, but just make sure that it's something that you can truly bring to the table, okay? While we use AI to help us, also proofread it. And when it comes to Hagwons, it is really tricky, right? As most of the Hagwons, like, they have their own shenanigans and so on, right? So most of the Hagwons are blacklisted. Like, this just people have their own different experiences and all that. So when you are aiming to go to a Hagwon, there are standard things that needs to be in the contract, right? That are just, standard, like the leave days. Are they offering you less than 11 days? Are they offering you 0 sick days? Are they offering you accommodation? Is it stipulated in the contract that they offer you accommodation? Are they offering you severance pay, right, which you get at the end of your contract? Is it stipulated that you will get the severance pay? Are they going to reimburse you when you get here for your ticket, right? Is it also stipulated in the contract? So one thing that one should not do is only go with a word of mouth or what they tell you via email or via the phone, but it's not in writing on your contract. That is a big no-no. So everything that is confirmed via communication or phone call, it has to be in the contract, right? And if there's something you're not sure about, contact your recruiter or the person, the school, if you have applied directly to the school, and see if there's a room for negotiation or adjustment, right? So it is truly important that you have those things, the standard things outlined in the contract, right? And another thing that has to be clear is your working hours, your responsibilities. What are you responsible for? And when it comes to lesson planning, do you need to do lesson plans like the EPIC people do? I know that every week or every lesson you need to have a lesson plan of what you're going to do. Or is the lesson plan already prepared for you? You are just adding on visuals to better explain the lesson and so forth. So such things need to be clear. Dress code has to also to be clear, because you don't want to come here looking the way you look, beautiful and all that, only to find out that is not the look they're aiming for. For example, if they will tell you from the onset that, are you willing also not to do your braids? Is that something that you're willing to let go of? If they're saying, please change your hairstyle, your braids are cute, but not for us, is that something that you would be able to live with? Would you be able, within the duration of your contract, not to do your braids? So if that is something that you're willing to let go of, then you do it. But if you know that me, I do my braids every month, I love my braids, I cannot do without braids, then that is not the school for you. So that is with Hagwons, that sometimes it's not all the time about just your teaching, but your appearance, right? It might take someone off, and that alone is a reason enough to be fired and so forth, right? So that is the danger with Hagwons. But this is not to say all the Hagwons are like that, but one has to tread with wisdom when they are taking the Hagwon route. And honestly, I cannot be here and tell you don't come for Hagwons when I work for one while I'm getting money to buy bread, and then there's someone who does not have money to buy bread yet, and I'm telling them not to go for the Hagwon route. There are pros, there are cons, and so it's just based on you as a person and your endurance level. Will you be able to endure such certain things, right? One other thing that one has to be mindful of is that Hagwons are different, right? So it's a business and they have their directors and so on. So they all run them differently, right? We can all, 5 people can be working for Hagwons, but they are all just different. When they take their vacations, it might not be the same week, it might not be the same days. So others might be having it might be a red day on a Friday. Some are not going to school, others are going to school, and it's like, where's the balance? There's no balance. There's nothing like, this is standard, they are all doing it, right? There are certain differences. So it boils down to you. Will you be able to handle this as a person? So it boils down to you. What can you handle? Is this something that you're that you think you can handle, and so forth. So those are some of the things that one has to look out for when they're planning to teach English in South Korea and they want to take the Hagon route. If you have any questions, please leave them down below, or you can follow me on my socials, TikTok and Instagram. Please do comment, like and share. Bye.